Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. What have we got here? We've got an order from Toman. What's in the box? Well, you probably know what's in the box. It is the Harley Benton Tube 15 amplifier, which I've had my eye on for some time. But there is some other stuff in here as well. I've got an adapter. I think this is an adapter they've thrown in. Obviously, it's a European plug. Thank you very much, Toman. So they've made sure I can use it, which is nice. I've got a new microphone, which I'm using right now. It's a MP60 by TC Helicon. I used it in a gig last night. Very nice indeed. I'll do a separate video on that and compare it to my SM58. And a load of strings and plectrums and stuff. I love Harley Benton strings. There's other videos on that, but enough about that. Here they are. All the strings and plectrums and things, like I just said. Right, onto the amp. It's upside down in the box. I've seen other reviews and they've had theirs upside down in the box as well. A bit strange, but I suppose they just put the box over the top of the amp when it's like stood upright or something. I don't know. Not important. It has arrived completely undamaged, well packaged, well done, Toman, and they've sorted out the issues with the customs and stuff, which is great. So what I paid on the site is what I paid. It did take longer than usual to arrive, about a week, whereas in the old days I used to get stuff in 48 hours, which is great, but it's okay, and their tracking sucks, but it's here, and look at that. First impressions is wow, look at this. Shiny. Shiny and nice. Very attractive looking amp. I feel it's an attractive looking amp. Some might disagree. Looks really well made. The Tolex is nicely done. It's got a nice black grill cloth on there. Lovely chrome shiny faceplate. All looks really, really nice. You've got some tubes in the back, of course. Fex loop. You've got foot switch, an extension cab out. There's our tubes. We've got two EL84s and three 12AX7s. And a Celestion 80 speaker, 7080 speaker, I think that is. Not a bad speaker. I've used it before. Not quite as good as the Vintage 30, but still a decent speaker in an amp that cost 200 quid. Can you believe this? 15 watts. Nice leather handle. It all feels really, really well done. I'm so impressed. Harley Benton always impressed me, but you know, and I'm not endorsed. They should endorse me though. All looks good. The knobs are smooth. The pots are smooth, but the actual chicken head knobs are there. They look a bit cheap and nasty, but I mean, who cares? Who cares? And it does attenuate down to 1 watt as well. So, and it has built-in reverb. So lots and lots of features. So here's the little adapter thingy. It doesn't have a separate power, so you can't detachable power, if you like. It's wired in, which isn't a deal breaker, but if it did go wrong, then that would cause a problem. And they've given me this thing, which took me a minute to figure out. So what the frick is this? I've never seen anything like it. And I thought, well, they're loose. Maybe I don't know what's going on here. Is it broken? How do I get the plug in there? I don't know. It was all a bit of a mind melt for a few minutes, but then I worked it out. Of course I did. You just pop that thing open like that, and then you stick the thing in there and then clamp it down, and it holds it all in place like so. I may just stick another plug on this, but once it's all down and clamped in, it is actually quite sturdy. Took me a bit of jiggery pokey to work it out, get it in there, but there you go. Then it clamps up like that, and then you just screw it down, and it's all good to go. And you got a little Velcro tab in there as well to hold your lead in if you want to. So before I did anything, I just wanted to look at these valves. I wanted to see what kind of valves are in this thing. It's got a Celestion speaker, and I think, well, are the valves any good? Judging by that plate there, that cover, it's made out of MDF, so I imagine the whole cabinet is made out of MDF as well, but at this price point, you know. But you can see there's the Celestion speaker, the transformer and stuff, and the dubs. So pop out a power tube and just have a look to see if it's a brand. You can't see anything from this way around. And to my surprise, it is actually a JJ tube. I use JJ tubes in my other amps, and they're nice tubes. I really like them. So I was quite surprised to see that. I was expecting some kind of like unbranded or made in China power tube in there. So I was, that's okay. I probably won't have to do anything with those. I'll leave them in there. Like I say, I use JJs, and I'm quite happy with them. And the preamp tubes, the 12AX7s, are unbranded. What it says is China. It just says China on it. So they are obviously, I don't know, an unbranded. But you could argue that JJ's are unbranded tubes anyway, Chinese tubes, and they just stick a brand on. I don't know. But I do have some groove tubes knocking around, and I have some JJ tubes knocking around as well. So I will experiment later on with changing those out and see if it makes any difference, as well as changing out the speaker as well. I'll try it with a vintage 30, and we'll do a comparison video, but that's another video. I just went across and just checked them all just to make sure they were all the same, which they are. If you've never popped out a tube before, it's pretty easy. It's like just pulling out a light bulb, really. But just make sure that the pins line up. They can only really go one way when you put them back in. They just wiggle out. Easy done. And that's it. This won't void the warranty or anything like that, so that's fine. I'm not going to take the whole amp apart and show that right now. Probably no need to be honest. We can imagine what's in there. Alright, I've done the best I can here with the lighting. With this chrome faceplate, it's just reflecting on everything. You can see my legs. There's my leggy babies. So this might be an issue on stage. I'm not sure, but it's quite hard to read what everything says. But anyway, what I've done, left to right, you've got the gain on the far left, then you've got the volume, and then you've got tone, which is kind of like a presence, I suppose. Then you've got bass, middle, treble, and you've got the reverb, and then you've got the attenuator switch. I've got it on 15 watts. It's got it mic'd up, just off center to the right side of the speaker cone. And I've got the tone, bass, middle, and treble all at 12 o'clock. What's interesting about these, which I've just discovered, is it doesn't go from 0 to 10 or 0 to 12 on some amps. 0 is 12 o'clock, and it then goes minus numbers to the left and plus numbers to the right, which is cool because that means you're not just adding bass, middle, treble, whatever. You can actually cut bass, middle, and treble and tone, or add bass, middle, treble, and tone, which I think is a nice thing. So let's have a little listen. I'm just going to use the amp, no effects or anything. I'm just straight into the amp. It's clean, and then we'll put some gain on. I'm using my Harley Benton Black Paisley Strat, just to keep it all Harley Benton-ish, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. Alright, so this is on the neck pickup. The next position. Middle pickup. Next position. And the humbucker. Alright, let's play around. So, let's do some stuff with the bass and stuff. So I've cut the middle, which is what I would normally do. Up the bass, tone and treble down just a slight bit, just a slight cut. Alright, so we're on the neck. Alright, let's hear it with a bit of gain. So it does have a spring reverb tank in the back of there. I've got it on about 2. It sounds like that, which is nice. Good enough for me. Let's whop it up and see what it's like. Oh, that's a lot of reverb. about halfway. Yeah, quite a usable reverb, I feel. But again, it has an effects loop, so you could put a reverb into the effects loop, or just, what I'm going to do is use my Harley Benton GIT DNA FX anyway, and probably use all the effects on that. But that is another video. So, that's it for this video. An unboxing, first impressions of the Harley Benton Tube 15. So basically what you're getting is an all-tube 15-watt Class AB valve amp with a selection speaker, with built-in reverb, with an effects loop, with an option for a foot switch for the reverb on and off, I believe, with an attenuator from 15 watts to 1 watt. Yeah, for 200 quid. Downsides, maybe it doesn't have a removable power lead. The cabinet is made out of MDF. But £200. Anyway, so that's it for this video. My first impression is winner, winner, chicken dinner. Next video, I will be trying it out with my Harley Benton DNA GIT FX thing, midging, dang. And I will also try it with a different speaker as well. And I have band rehearsal coming up and some gigs coming up with band as well. So I will be testing it out in that situation, so you can decide whether you think it's good enough in a band situation, and I will decide whether it's good enough in a band situation. I do believe it will be. It's 15 watts, all valve. It is kin loud. I normally use a 5 watt, so 15 watts I think gives you an extra 4.5 decibels. I don't know, something like that. Valve science, just because it's 15 watts isn't 3 times louder. Anyway, that's a whole different subject. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please do like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out in a big way. Follow me on Twitch and all that stuff. Buy some merch. All the links are in the description. And peace till next time. See you in the next video. Thank you very much. Cue the jingle.
1, 2, 3, 4. If you like my YouTube show, hit like and comment and get involved. If you dig my vibe, then hit subscribe and never miss an episode of my YouTube show. Peace. Till next time.